Hello, friends. Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey. The breaking news this Sunday evening on the show, Jason Garrett officially now out as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Frankly, it's long overdue, but better late than never for the Dallas Cowboys. They have officially made the decision to dump Jason Garrett, and they have informed Garrett as well. The will they, won't they back and forth, which was pretty clearly they would not retain Jason Garrett, is now over. It was the obvious move for the Dallas Cowboys. His contract was set to expire on January 14th. I had wondered if they were going to try and bleed this out. Now with the Eagles playing in a playoff game, that conspiracy theory I'll buy that maybe, just maybe, the Dallas Cowboys wanted to take away some of the power from the NFL in terms of the viewership and make them dump Jason Garrett. Now, if you're excited that Garrett's gone, it's the right move. It's long overdue. Can I get one last FG in the comment section? Even if they hire, I don't know, a coach with the last name G or whatever, I think we will keep FG only for Jason Garrett. It was time for Garrett to go. It was overdue. They should have made the change last year, year before, even earlier than that. Jerry Jones finally makes the official decision, what they should have done a while ago, firing Jason Garrett. Search has been on behind the scenes, and it's going to continue. Probably try to avoid as best they can the media knowledge in this coaching search. Now, for those of you that missed it earlier, there was, by the way, the Jerry Jones statement on Jason Garrett. We are extremely grateful to Jason Garrett for his more than 20 years of service to the Cowboys as a player, assistant coach, and head coach. Level of commitment, character, dedication to the organization has been outstanding at every stage of his career. The normal platitudes for a departed head coach. No surprise that the Cowboys have made the decision here to move on from Jason Garrett. Now, the Cowboys' last 5 head coaches, they weren't great. Parcells really kind of turned things around because Dave Campo sucked. Chan Gailey was Chan Gailey. Wade Phillips was decent but not great. Jason Garrett, frankly, in terms of record, was up there with some of the better options, but it wasn't good enough. It was not good enough for the Cowboys. It was very much a long overdue decision by the Cowboys. So while Garrett is gone, not all of the assistants might. Kellen Moore, John Kitna, I believe, and along with Sanjay Law, they are all under contract for this upcoming year. But the next head coach, they might try to do something different. They might want to bring in their own guys, and they will, of course, have input on the coaching staff. Gary Brown, Doug Nussmeier, their contracts are up. I would be down to bring in Gary Brown, or bring back Gary Brown, I should say. Elsewhere, Mark Colombo, I'm down to bring him back. I thought he did a good job with the offensive line, but outside of John Kitna, who I think is one of the better assistants you have on the staff, as crazy as that sounds, I don't think you have to bring back anybody. Keith O'Quinn, get out of here. FOQs in the comments for me as well. And then the final grouping here for the Cowboys staff, Chris Richard, Ron Marinelli, Ben Greg Jackson. I believe all of those guys are in the last years of their deals, aka they're about to expire. Richard has already interviewed for the Giants job. Rod Marinelli might just retire and call it a career. If you bring in an offensive-minded coach, I want to have someone who's been ADC. You could still bring back Chris Richard if you want, but I don't think that's really a necessary move there by the Dallas Cowboys. But hire your head coach first, figure out your staff after. So give me a one-word reaction, then we'll get to your comments, I promise. One-word reaction to the Jason Garrett era ending. Finally, right? That's the one word. At long last, Jason Garrett is out as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. It was long overdue. And finally, the Cowboys make the call to dump Garrett and move on and move into the future. Now, if you're watching on YouTube here, you might get an ad break. If that's the case, scroll down. We'll make this the pinned comment here on YouTube. All right, let's go through some Jason Garrett replacements here. We'll go a little bit quicker here. Number 12, we've mentioned Josh McDaniels before. Clearly a great offensive mind. Of that, we have no doubt. I also wonder if staying with the Patriots or going to a job where he has more player personnel control might make more sense. I wonder if that's the route they're going to end up going here. I think it's very plausible. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys. I am curious to see what route they end up going. I don't think McDaniels makes the most sense in the end. I think they will look elsewhere in their coaching search. And as I've promised you guys this before, and it's still the case, nobody is going to keep you guys more updated on this search than we will. I promise you that. So go subscribe. The link there is below. It's youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. If it's your first time watching the show, obviously we're live right now with the news. We're live with some Jason Garrett replacements. We will keep you updated. Check out Monday, Tuesday. Plenty of stuff going forward on the Dallas Cowboys. So just keep that in mind here. Go subscribe, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. All right, number 10, Dan Mullen, because I miscounted earlier. Number 11 should have been Josh McDaniels. Number 10 is Dan Mullen. He was mentioned as an option by NFL.com. He's coached Dak Prescott before. He said he would listen if an NFL team called. He's lower on my list. I think you can do better than Dan Mullen, and maybe you could go after his master, for example. But I think Mullen makes sense because of his familiarity, I should say, with Dak Prescott. He checks in at number 10. I think he's done a good job at Florida, but I think there's a different Florida Gators coach or former Florida Gators coach that many of you are mentioning right now in the comments that makes a little bit more sense. Now, do you want to hire a college coach? Type A for yes, B for no. I am open to a college coach. There is going to be an adjustment period, but I am willing to maybe gamble with a slower start and go get a better head coach than settling for an offensive coordinator that I don't really want or an assistant coach I don't really want. So I am open to it. I'm open not going this route, but the NFL game more and more looks like the college game. I'd go for it. All right, number 9, Dan Campbell. I know you guys want Sean Payton. I am sorry, but I don't think it's all that likely. We'll talk about Sean Payton later on today. But Dan Campbell checks in at number 9. He has some Bill Parcells ties to him. He does a lot of the Saints pregame planning work for opposing teams. Has been a head coach, by the way, so he does fulfill that requirement. Now, he's not a game schemer, if you will. He is more of a CEO, leader of men type of guy, which I'm fine with. But if you hire Dan Campbell, you therefore need to get a new Cowboys coordinator, a new defensive coordinator if you don't retain Chris Richard. So you still need coordinators. This does not give you a new game plan schemer type. Campbell checks in at number 9. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, boom, an extra 60 coming your way for free. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. All right, number 8, Robert Saleh, the 49ers defensive coordinator. I am a little bit concerned about this. This is not the route I would go. If it's all equal, I would prefer a offensive coordinator as opposed to a defensive coordinator. Now, the biggest issue I have here is that he went from the hot seat to hot name in a year. We've kind of heard that before, right? That was kind of Chris Richard, from fired to hot seat all of a sudden. All right, the Cowboys have already interviewed this man. Mike McCarthy checks in at number 7. I am glad the Cowboys interviewed him. I didn't think there was any reason to not interview Mike McCarthy. Let's figure out if he's truly changed, or at least as best we can. Because I don't know for sure if that's going to be the case for Mike McCarthy. He is better than Jason Garrett, don't get me wrong there. But you're not hiring Mike McCarthy and hoping you're going to get 2018, 17, 16. That's not the route you want to go. You want to get a McCarthy who took a year off and learned, hey, my scheme had become outdated and I want to make changes. He's saying all the right things, but let's see if it's actually the case and he's actually truly changed as the former Packers head coach. All right, number 6, Matt Eberflus, the Colts defensive coordinator. He checks in at 6 because a longtime Cowboy assistant, worked under Rod Marinelli. The Colts defense overall has shown growth. They kind of struggled a little bit down the stretch, but I think he's done a good job. My biggest concern here is this. I want an outside hire. No more of these connected guys or whatever, the former assistants. No. Outside the organization. Is that Matt Eberflus? I'm not sure. I do think he is a potential dark horse candidate here for the job. All right, number 5, Eric BIENIEMY. He checks in next here. This would also, well, he already filled the room with Marvin Lewis, who I don't consider a real candidate. He is Chiefs OC right now. Does not call the plays. That is a bit of a red flag for me. However, the Andy Reid track record in terms of their former coordinators is a very solid one. And he interviewed for a lot of the head coaching jobs last year. Now, again, I am open to this interview. I don't know if BIENIEMY is really the scheme guy you want. If I'm hiring an OC, I want him to call the plays. I just learned from the Bengals that maybe going with an OC who doesn't call the plays, that's Zach Taylor, isn't the best route to go. Just throwing that out there. All right, on now to number 4. That is Matt Rhule, who is already, he's planning reportedly, to interview for jobs like the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. He did say no to the Cleveland Browns, by the way. And if you're looking for a guy to instill some change, some leadership, build a program, build a team up, that is Matt Rhule. I am open and interested in Matt Rhule quite a bit. I would probably have more interest in Matt Rhule if this team was rebuilding and blowing it up. That would be my preference there. I don't think that's the case. I think the Giants really want him. I think he'd be a good fit in New York. He's kind of from the area. So I would get an interview with Matt Rhule right now, but he's not quite the number 1 or most likely target, I don't think. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. So whatever you bet on in the NFL playoffs, you still got plenty of extra money left over there. That's on BetDSI, but you got to use that promo code chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. All right, we'll get to the top 3 in a second, but first, who's your dream head coaching hire? I see a lot of you guys here in the live chat throwing in a Lincoln Riley, throwing in Urban Meyer, throwing in a variety of options. I'll let this hang up here for a little bit. Of course, Sean Payton, Bill Belichick are among the top dream hires there. I'm just not going to let myself get my hopes up. Therefore, I'm not going to let you, or at least I'm going to try to not let you guys get your hopes up. There are some terrible names in there. I'll mention Chris Peterson. I think he's going to take a true year off. I don't know why he would say, hey, I need to recharge my batteries, then go take a 5 times, 10 times more stressful job from going from the Washington Huskies to the Dallas Cowboys. So keep your comments coming in there. Moving on out to number 3. That is Greg Roman, who I don't think is truly a dream hire. I think it'd be a good hire, and I'd like it, but I don't think Greg Roman would be a dream hire. I think it'd be a good one. A sensible hire, maybe, is the best term for it. He's done a fantastic job as the Ravens offensive coordinator. Frankly, he's gone from the Niners, Bills, Ravens as OC and done a good job. I'm impressed by it. I just don't think he's the number 1 dream guy. But as the coordinators out there, I think Roman is your best bet. Moving on now to number 2. That is Urban Meyer. Many of you are calling for him in the comment section, and I understand why. He's been one of the more popular rumored candidates out there. I think it does still remain in play. He's expressed interest, has also told others that he doesn't miss coaching the same way he used to. And it is Urban Meyer, and you wonder, maybe he just likes hearing his name in the news. On the field-wise, it's really tough to argue against Urban. Frankly, you're not going to. Done a great job everywhere he's gone. Bowling Green, Utah, Florida, Ohio State. Everywhere Urban Meyer's been, he's been a winner, and he's had immense success. He has been one of the best college head coaches ever. The reasons against him are, never been in the NFL. That's a fair concern, but there's going to be some concerns of all these guys. I'd say most importantly is the medical. Either A, he left Florida and he left Ohio State because of medical issues. Those are 2 of the best jobs in all of football, and he left them. And then the other option, if the medical issues were made up, he left 2 of the best jobs at football because it got tough on him. That's a big red flag, and you have to vet that if you're the Cowboys before you hand over the keys to your organization to Urban Meyer. Number 1 for me, Lincoln Riley. I saw many of you going, well, does the LSU game change your mind? No. There should be almost no data point out there that makes you go, wow, maybe we shouldn't hire a particular coach. Now, if that stuff's like serious off the field or whatever, then yes, of course. But one individual game should not change your viewpoint on Lincoln Riley. It shouldn't. If you take that approach, you're being a little bit short-sighted. There's a reason that for the past year and a half, everyone in the NFL has been like, wow, we would love to get Lincoln Riley. His scheme that he runs at Oklahoma, yes, it's Big 12 defenses, it's still really great, is impressive. He's taken Oklahoma to the CFP the past 4 years. They've lost all those games. That sucks. It happens. Got blown out by LSU. Dabo Swinney got blown out before. It happens. To West Virginia, by the way. Oklahoma's an elite job. My biggest concern is A, lack of NFL experience, B, actually getting him from Oklahoma. That's a fantastic job. That is one of the better jobs in all of football. So if you're the Cowboys, you make the pitch. Maybe you get him, maybe you don't, but it's definitely one I'd try if I were the Dallas Cowboys. So let me know in the comments, who will be the next Cowboys head coach? I gotta be honest with you guys, I love you all very much. Whoo boy, we got some rough ones in there. And I'm gonna pray that producer Lisa doesn't try to troll me with them later on in the show. But let me know in the comments who you think will be the next Dallas Cowboys head coach. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.